How's it going, my fellow gamers out there? This is Chaboyla Kami Chuan, and I just wanted to have an informative video of what Ni no Kuni Crossworlds really is. And this is mostly based off of videos I've seen and a little couple hours of gameplay that I have at the time of recording. Ni no Kuni Crossworlds is actually out right now, you can play it, but what is it? And I'll explain. That's what this whole video is me explaining it. So it is a MMO RPG game that has a lot of auto battling. So when you first go in, it's gonna basically tell you to click at the top left on a quest line and it will automatically go between the quests. You will have to click, which is kind of weird once you get to dialogue. I'm guessing it's so it doesn't auto play the entire game and you just leave. But for dialogue, you have to click yourself, and you can also read it if you want. They say some of it, like they have a lot of voice acting, and they'll read a couple of lines, maybe a sentence or two, and then you'll have to read the rest of it. Or you can just, what I did was I took the bare minimum information that they read to me and I just filled in the blanks. So they'd read two sentences, I'll be like, I get the gist of it. Skip. And that's how I got through some of the story for me. The battling is also, it'll run up, let's say the quest says you have to kill a certain number of enemies, it'll run up to the enemies, start attacking them for you, use your abilities for you, use your special abilities, use your familiar, it'll use all of that, and it will just guarantee the win. So this game is very chill. Now, this is mostly just for like low tier content at the moment. This isn't for high tier like raids yet, and yes, they have massive raids like World of Warcraft levels of stuff, but this is for low tier, like just vibe central. It's really nice actually. Just put on some music, just chill out, maybe with some lo-fi, just ball out while you're leveling up your character. You don't even have to pay that much attention to it. Only when there's story is when you have to pay attention to it. So it's nice to just have playing in the background if you want. And let me bring up a topic now that I remember about it. This is a phone game that lets you play on the PC, and I want to make that very clear. It's a phone that lets you play on the PC, meaning you have to make an account on your phone first, and then you'll be able to play the entire game on the PC. But you can't really log in. I've tried, but it wouldn't really let me make an account on PC. It said you had to link your phone account, whatever account you had on your phone, to an email address and a password so that you could play on the PC. So you might want to make sure that you download the phone game before you actually download the PC game, or you're going to be waiting another however long it takes for you to download both. Next up is the classes we're going to go over. So you got your engineer, which is just the healer class. Now all these characters deal damage and stuff. They're not, solely healing, solely tank, solely DPS. They're most of them are overall, and this is a very big team setting type of game. It's like always online. You're always going to be running with other players, so it doesn't really matter if you're not the healer or if you're not the DPS. Maybe you want to play the tank, but you don't want it to take forever for you to kill stuff. Well, the tank can still kill stuff, and you're gonna have other people killing stuff for you, so it's not that big of a deal. So you got the engineer as the healer, you got the destroyer, which is a big old buff guy with a hammer, you got the swordsman, which is more of an overall class that has like a good DPS and good tank. I'm not sure if I said this before, but the destroyer is the tank of the class. That's why he's the thickest boy around. Then you got the witch, which it's really cool. She has a floating spear next to her she uses to attack. Then you got the rogue, which is just your normal bow ranged character. And you might be wondering, since this is a phone game and it's free, what is the monetization? And the monetization is, like in every phone game, gotcha. But the cool thing about this is it's not any characters that you're gotching for. What you are gotching for are familiars, which enhance your gameplay. They give you, so at the bottom row, it'll give you specific bonuses that you'll be able to use in combat. So it's basically like a new skill. Like, you'll have a pet wandering around and the pet will auto attack for you, and when you press a skill, it'll launch a skill ability at them. And you can check tier lists and stuff to see which ones are the best ones, but when I first started playing and you unlock the wishing to be able to drop like a 10 pull and get some familiars, it was really nice because you did a 10 pull and then they gave you 9 more options to re-roll that 10 pull. So I actually got a pretty nice drop. I'm not sure if it's uniform to be the same 4-star character every time, but I got a nice drop at the first one, so I never did it. But I could have re-rolled that 9 more times without having to make another account, not like 9 other accounts, and doing that over and over again, which was really nice of them to do. Next up, we have I already talked about the gameplay loop, which is mostly just going around doing your story missions. I'm pretty sure they had a daily system if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that. It's like a housing system where you'd go and complete like certain objectives for the areas. Now, I'm gonna have to look into that a little later on, so let's skip over that. They got PvP, which is honestly, I don't really know much about PvP. I'd be a little hesitant about going into PvP on anything if there's gacha in it, because normally what will happen is someone will whale and their whale account is 9 times out of 10 is going to be better than your free to play account, so that doesn't really matter. They got dungeons, which is pretty nice. It's kind of, if you've ever played like Strikes in Destiny 2, you know, it's many things where you go through the little story mode, you go through a little area, you fight monsters, and then you get to a big boss at the end. Okay, it's like a miniature raid with a smaller party size and everything. And then you got the big raid. You got the big in-game content, which is your 50-player raids. And it's pretty funny because when I was watching a video talking about like raids and like the dungeon boss battles and all that, they did in the tag boss battle is auto equals death, meaning autoplay is death. So when you get to the raids and the boss battles and the like in-game dungeon bosses, if you play on auto, there's just so many mechanics that you're going to die. Like, I'm gonna have some footage on screen. It looks like it gets crazy. There's so much red stuff and things you need to know and understand before going in there that you could really mess it up. But that's like super in-game. I don't even think you need to worry. You probably don't even need to play that. You can probably just enjoy the game for its story mode and just play it like it's a light novel, you know? Just turn on auto battle and just level up your character and enjoy the story. And that's the core of this game. I know I briefly went over everything. I didn't even talk about your daily stuff, but I just wanted to go over what the game was in a general sense. So I hope y'all guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, Johnny.